Well, here it is. The final raid encounter in the final raid activity that Bungie will ever drop for Destiny 2, Insurrection Prime from Scourge of the Past. This encounter has gotten the double treatment. It's not only a returning encounter, but it is also a double encounter combining the previous fight with the boss fight itself. So, for one last time, let's learn how this fight works. This encounter is only found in the Insurrection Prime labeled Pantheon option and is the final of 7 bosses in the activity. The previous 6 are all fights that I've covered in another video, linked in the description. Team composition should prioritize precision damage, so snipers with sniper meditation from the artifact, or maybe linear fusions with particle deconstruction, also from an artifact. Multiple wells planted in multiple damage group locations are good, but are not needed for survivability purposes. Golden Gun with Nighthawk works awesome, Twilight Arsenal for a debuff, maybe T-Crash if you happen to get close to the boss, Needle Storm and other burst supers are going to work just fine. The new Insurrection Prime requires teams to both prep the Underground and Overground mechanics in order to start damage. Let's talk about the Overground first. Killing the Berserker is how you will initiate the fight. You might have seen something like these guys recently, but I'll explain how they work. They are completely immune from very far away. When you get close enough, they will release an AoE slowing shield around themselves and open up a panel on the front and back of their body. Hit both of these panels very quickly in order to remove their immunity. This starting one will drop a battery to dunk near the rally flag. When the fight starts, a map is shown next to the rally flag with a bunch of information, but all this information is doing is telling you where the next Berserker is and where to dunk the batteries that they will drop. The Berserker is labeled by a big red sphere with drop points 1, 2, and 3 at the top, bottom right, and bottom left respectively. You can also see the location of everyone on the map. 2 players minimum should head to the Berserker to kill it. They will drop 2 batteries, but the only way to tell where to place these batteries is by looking at the map, as the label of the battery will be above the player's head when displayed on the map. To simplify this process, just call out when you're picking up a battery. Try not to pick up both at the same time. You can still figure out who is who, but it just takes a little bit longer.
Picking up.
1. Both 1. These batteries are taken to their respective deposits. Then, 2 new players must grab 2 more batteries and deposit them, doing the same process. Find the Berserker, kill, grab batteries, dunk in the correct spot. Once 4 batteries are placed, a Drake tank is going to spawn. This is what is used to stun the boss into a damage phase, but don't do it yet because we need the other half of the encounter first, the thing that will let you deal damage. In the Underground section, you'll need to melee an access panel that will give you some kind of a buff. This buff is used with another buff of the same type in order to deal damage to the boss. In order to access the Underground, you'll need to kill a servitor located in this arena. This will shut down the electricity wall that blocks you from going down. Attempting to run through it will be instant death. It's only down for a few seconds though, so you need to be ready to go. In the Underground, there will be non-stop spawning enemies, which you'll just have to deal with. There will also be 4 panels, 1 per quadrant of this Underground area. One is going to have a pyramid, one is going to have a sphere, one will have a cube. You're going to need to combine these in order to stop the witness by looking at your own dead body while spectating somebody else. Now, you're just going to walk up to these panels and then punch them to get a buff at the top of your screen. Continuous for sphere, angular for pyramid, and parallel for the cube. The final node will be red and blinking through all of these shapes rapidly. Do not punch this one, or it's an instant wipe. When these 3 players have collected these buffs, you'll need to rotate these 3 out and send in the remaining 3 players to do the same thing, which will probably happen after the battery sequence. A servitor will be up on the map in one of 4 places, north, south, east, or west, in the middle of those streets. Kill it and rotate players in and out. Something very important about these buffs though is that they give you a damaging AoE aura around you that hurts anyone else with a different buff, and this can kill you if you stay too close together for too long, so stay spread out. The circle is much bigger than people realize, you really need to stay apart. The second group of players now looks for their buffs in the underground. When they find theirs, let them out by killing the servitor. 2 players should have continuous, 2 should have angular, and 2 should have parallel. While both teams are doing both sets of mechanics, the boss will be doing their thing. Their thing involves shooting missiles at everyone, doing basic attacks, and also jumping in the air and shooting 1 giga missile at somebody. When the boss goes into the air or deploys non-basic attacks, it's actually possible to stun the boss in the middle of it. When shooting the arm cannon, you can shoot the orange spot on the back of their arm to stop it. When shooting the big blast, you can shoot the boss in the back to stop it. However, maybe outside of 5 feet rating, the boss is pretty simple to ignore the majority of the time doing this fight. You do not have to stun the boss. Not stunning the boss won't wipe you or anything, but chances are you'll eventually have someone with nothing to do at some point, and they can just stop the attacks pretty easily. The boss also has 6 white panels on their body. These need to be shot off to remove their shield. The challenge for this encounter, if you have it enabled, is where you can only shoot 1 panel per damage phase per player. So everyone needs to shoot 1 panel, and at most, 1 panel. Okay, everyone is buffed, you have 2 of each buff, it's time for damage. Those with continuous auras will stack on each other, same with angular and parallel, which I'll shorten to CAP. The formation I liked using the most was a triangle formation. A is the top of the triangle, P is the bottom right, and C is the bottom left, like the 1, 2, 3 battery locations from the map. This allows for faster rotations, which I'll explain in a second. Shoot the boss with the Drake tank, preferably when it's looking at a spot where you can spread out a bunch, and then get into formation. The boss will be completely vulnerable during this time and does not fight back. After a short time, the boss will send out a pulse that can change the buff that you have at the top of your screen. If your buff changes, you need to rotate to your new position to not only not kill your teammates, but to regain the damage buff that you will really want to have. The boss will pulse 2 times for a total of 2 potential rotations that you will need to make. Sometimes you won't need to go anywhere, sometimes you'll need to go to all 3. After that, the damage phase ends, and you'll repeat this process until the boss dies. And that's it. I'm not sure if I'll have a 5 feet guide or anything for Pantheon, but as soon as I'm able to run 5 feet Pantheon, I will post my kills from that run. Consecrated Mind 5 feet is bugged as of me posting this video, so you can't technically get the emblem from doing all of the 5 feats anyway just yet, but I'll have the video as soon as I have it. I'm sure I'll mention this again in a future video, but if there is one set of videos that I've been proud to make over the years, it has been the raid guides. I've gotten countless comments telling me that I've been their guide to raiding over the past decade, and it has truly been an honor to have been your guide, whether you've watched all of them or this is the first one you're watching. But for now, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.